Hi guys, Luke Hackery here, and welcome to this quick video about linking the Oculus account with your Facebook account. This is generating a lot of confusion, a lot of turmoil out there. I, for one, have provided a video a couple of weeks back sharing my own experience as to having linked my Oculus account wrongly with a Facebook account that I'm not using too much anymore, so I ended up not being able to unlink it. Now, there are two problems with that, and I'm shooting this quick video to say, first of all, that I actually managed to resolve this. But let's go in order, and I'll tell you how I resolved it, because honestly, for me, it's been pretty easy, but I've known that for many other people, it has not been that easy. And I think it's because the Facebook privacy settings and the privacy policies and the Oculus privacy policies are merging, and Facebook is becoming pretty stringent in terms of the criteria that you need to respect to be considered a good citizen, a good user of Facebook. Namely, for one, having a name that corresponds to the name that you use in your everyday life. So less and less Facebook is showing tolerance versus those usernames that are just fake usernames or blatantly fantasy usernames, not reflecting who you are in reality. But let's go in order, because I want to show you very briefly. This video is not going to be very long, guys, but I want to show you what are the salient parts, what are the key parts that you need to be aware of, and make sure that both your Oculus account, but mostly your Facebook account, are respecting if you want to have the problem of having the wrong Facebook account linked to your Oculus account unlinked, and then having the right Facebook account linked to that. Now, let's go with order, and let's actually start by looking at the Oculus page, right? I'm logged in with my username. You can see here. And if I actually go here, by the way, guys, another thing that I noticed, I don't know if you paid attention to that. Now, since a while, Oculus from Facebook has appeared. For those of you who didn't know, Oculus was also having the trademark of Facebook Technologies. I'm not really sure whether they're going to change names, but only time will tell. This video is not about that anyway, but it's mostly about privacy, what data Facebook uses, what data Facebook does not use, what are the requirements that they have towards you if you want to use Oculus or even just to have an Oculus account. Now, if I go here, and you will need to have an Oculus account at least to use any Oculus device, you click on here, you go on profile. It's going to take a while. I don't know why it's sharing Facebook settings. So let's go to Facebook settings. It's as poor as that, right? It's now sharing only, you cannot click on it, you cannot do anything, but it's showing that it's linked to the right, at least in my case, this time to the new and right Facebook account I wanted to link it to. If you go to Privacy Center, now there's not really any settings that you can change here, but you can, and I would advise you to go through your data, the links here that are going to tell you what exactly is captured in terms of data, what information are captured, how it's being used. But the most interesting part of all that is actually not contained within the Facebook page at all. It's actually, or actually not anyway in the settings. You will need to go here to setting up to an article that is being posted on the support platform of Oculus, support.oculus.com. And the title of this article is Setting Up Oculus with a Facebook Account. We want to help. They know that there's a lot of shades of gray. And I think, to be honest, that in part is because they haven't communicated enough about what they were about to do. They just did it, right? Now, you can like it, you cannot like it. I, for one, did not really appreciate not to be told upfront that once you select to select, you're kind of forced to. You're kind of induced to think that you can opt in and choose, but in reality, and the communication from Facebook in this respect is becoming clearer and clearer, more and more direct. They actually require you to link your Facebook account to be able to use any social capability, any social ability that your Oculus can unlock. Without that, you still are able to purchase stuff, you still are able to play, to use your headset, but you're not going to be able to participate or take advantage of any of the capacities and functions and features that Facebook is going to release. And I think it's going to be more and more from a social perspective. So definitely it's something you don't want to miss out. I found a couple of things that I think are really, really interesting. By the way, you don't need to learn it by heart. I will put the link to this article, which is a very, very interesting article, very relevant article in the description of this video. And you can also watch this brief video, Facebook accounts on Oculus. There's a plethora of questions, okay? Facebook accounts on Oculus. So first of all, first and foremost, is a Facebook account required to log into Oculus services? They don't tell you yes or no, because the answer at this time, at least, is no. The Facebook account is not required to log into your Oculus device, but you are required to merge if you want to use your Facebook account to log in. And it's not something that they tell you up front. That's something that honestly they should still do a better job of putting a disclaimer for within the application itself. So, there are two main differentiations here. For Oculus Quest 2, which is my case, which is probably the case for many of you who have just purchased the new headset from Oculus, and for previous generation Oculus devices. This tells us much about the fact that they're really considering the Oculus Quest 2 an entry point into more social activities, and this differentiates it from all the others. So let's pay attention to this for a second. Quest 2 requires everyone to use a Facebook account to log in. There's no way out. If you're an existing Oculus user, like I was, and have an Oculus account, like I did, you will have the option to log in with your Oculus account and merge your Facebook account and Oculus accounts. That's exactly where the gray area for me is, right? Even in here, they're saying you will have the option to log in with your Oculus account and merge. The reality is that sooner or later, you will want to share stuff that you're doing on Facebook. If you're like me and using your account, I don't have anything to hide. And so that will become a necessity. And the thing that they don't tell you up front, and I think I need to stress this, I don't stress it enough, I think they need to make a better job at communicating that if you merge it, you cannot really unmerge it. But is it really true? Can you really not unmerge it? Let me talk about it in a few seconds. To read the last thing, when you log in a Facebook account, you can still create, this is very, very interesting, or keep your VR profile. So you might be Monique Smith on Facebook, like me, Luca Ekeri, but Warrior Mama 365 in VR. So pretty much you see what's happening here. Facebook is a hot potato on everybody's mouth these days. There are, trials that have been going on. There have been interviews. There are constantly articles, and Facebook is called in, like other platforms, but Facebook, for the most part, to be true to itself and to really provide a help to prevent, fake communications and whatever have you, illegitimate activities that might take place on their platform. Now, what's happening is that Facebook is pretty much saying, and you can read it in some of the answers, I will show it to you here in this overview, you are required to use Facebook using your real name. If you want to be Warrior Mama 365, okay, but that will only be for you as a player, as a username for your VR account. But on Facebook, that's kind of becoming your digital identity, right? And it's the turning point between having any sort of digital identity towards having a certified, proven digital identity. Mind you, this is not coming yet. Facebook is not talking yet about requiring you to certify your identity. But I think that we are going in that direction because Facebook wants to have and be recognized as a legitimate place to do any sort of social activity and business. And so it has that as a requirement because otherwise people will just keep creating, their name with Rambo125 or whatever, okay? Another question that worries a lot of people there, will my VR activity be posted to Facebook without my permission? The answer is clear, no. If you log into your Oculus device with your Facebook account, you can choose what information about your VR activity you post to your Facebook profile or timeline, either by giving permission to post or by updating your settings. So guys, to be honest, I think that for all those that are saying, why should I be required to have a Facebook account? there is, so I'm pretty okay with that. Okay, this gives me the possibility to select what I want to share, what I don't want to share. So I don't really understand why many people are making a fuss about that. Why are you requiring Facebook accounts to use Oculus devices? Look at that, guys, and read that very carefully. Oculus is owned by Facebook and is one of Facebook's apps and technology. Using a Facebook account provides a single way to log into Oculus devices and makes it easier to find, connect, and play with friends in VR. Now, I think that the relevant part of the answer is Oculus is owned by Facebook and is one of Facebook's apps and technologies. Pretty much, guys, reading between the lines, they're telling you, this is our platform. We establish the rules of the game, not you. So if you want to use our platform, we have all the rights in the world to ask you to have an account on our platform, a legitimate one at that. And to be honest, guys, I do agree. So if you want to use Facebook, now I know what you're going to tell me, right? You said, I'm not going to want to use Facebook, I just want to use my Oculus. Yes, but the fact is that Oculus is owned by Facebook. So why should they not require you to have a Facebook account? Now, it's not yet the case, and I think they are going in a step-by-step kind of way there, not to generate too much turmoil, even though this is already generating some fuss. But in time, I really think that Oculus, even as a brand, will probably just disappear and will be called something like Facebook VR, and you will just use Facebook, your account, for everything. Even the more is important then for Facebook to ensure that you're not just being called John Smith or Mark Twain or with three different names, for different accounts that you have on Oculus, on Facebook, and whatever other platforms they are going to come with. Okay, now you can read all of this information here. I don't want to bore you to death. Controlling your experience, how is your data, how your data is used. I think it's important for you to know that. There is another thing that I found really relevant and I wanted to highlight it for you guys. Now, you can read it, right? What happens to my data when I log into an Oculus device with my Facebook account? You can read through that. Now, if I log into Oculus with my Facebook account, will Facebook use my VR activity to inform advertising on Facebook? The answer is a resounding yes. Facebook will use information related to your use of VR and other Facebook products to show you personalized content, including ads, across Facebook products, guys. If you're not paying attention enough, remember what I just said. Oculus is owned by Facebook, so it is another Facebook product. So I don't really have anything against this one. I mean, honestly, even when I'm going to Google or using many other platforms and I don't have any account for them, they're using my own cookies that are stored on my laptop as they're doing with your guys. So to give you relevant ads that you might be interested in. So I don't really understand why some might have really a problem with that when they want to use a platform, they're getting a service, and the only thing that is going to happen is that, yes, you're going to receive relevant ads. So what? If they're relevant to you, you're going to click on them. If they're not, you're just not going to pay attention to them. Probably I'm oversimplifying, but that's my view. Now, what I just said here, across Facebook products, brings us to the next real topic, which is, does this mean that ads will now appear in my Oculus device? It's not a no. We do not currently display ads in Oculus devices. So the answer is pretty much, if I can translate it using my own language, I would translate it to, they will. Sooner or later, they will. Now, the form and shape of that, where exactly they would appear, debatable. We don't know. The VR experience after all, it's so young that should we expect to have sort of the ad pause like, we have the advertisements on the television? I don't think it will happen. I think it will be more and more embedded in the experience that we're having when we're going to the store, for example, and omni-channel when we're going with emails and we're receiving emails that are going to be targeted to our use, making, giving us offers that are relevant. I really don't have an answer to that, but I would not expect that it will be so intrusive as to make the experience, especially with purchased application, terrible or even annoying, because they know that the moment that happens, people are going to turn away from it. And Oculus might have a hedge at this point in time because it's honestly the only real independent wireless headset that gives you the possibility of doing almost everything with VR, but more and more competitors are surfacing. More and more are coming, and they will want to take every advantage they have to take shares and users off from Facebook, Oculus. Okay, but know this: if you are using any Facebook product, you should expect advertising. Because even today, you're receiving a lot of advertising, or you probably are one of the people advertising yourself. So think about that. It's actually going to be great for you, if you're an advertiser, to be able, possibly, to also use VR as another channel, as another vehicle. Honestly, I think it's great. There are probably going to be possibilities, I don't know, to not receive advertising. Does that mean that we'll have to pay a subscription? I cannot tell, guys. I didn't read anything. I think it's a possibility. Okay, am I in favor of that? No comment. No, I'm not personally, but I would gladly, depending on the use that I will keep on making of the Oculus Quest, you know, if it's about maintaining a straightforward experience, I think I might be okay with just, you know, paying something, a very small fee, I have to be honest, to keep it ads-free. Or not. It really will depend on how they will implement this, because this answer here, guys, I highlight, I focus your attention on the word currently, right? And they should have underlined it, they should have put it in bold, because that's exactly what they meant here. My opinion, but I think it's quite obvious, okay? So read that, you read that to your avail. You're going to spend a nice 15 minutes going through that. And another thing that I want to tell you is, now let's get back to the original topic. You're having problems with your Facebook account being linked to your Oculus account for whatever reason. You don't want it to be merged with them, or you, like me, you merged the wrong Facebook account with your Oculus account. There is another article that I will urge you to read, right? Another series of articles. And it's not going to be too massive, but it's here, facebook.com//help, and you will find a link to that in the description as well. You will have to, the message you will find repeated over and over, both on this article on the support.oculus.com and on the facebook.com /help, is that Facebook wants you as a user to use your everyday name. So they're telling you, why should you be any different person with a different name online versus what you are in your real life? Now, this is a subtle distinction, and this is probably the main reason why many people are experiencing their Facebook accounts being blocked, banned, whatever want, right? And having problems in then unlinking their Facebook account to their Oculus account. Or when the Facebook account gets banned because they're not respecting these policies, then their Oculus account becomes unusable because, as I told you, this is not unmergeable. This is another thing that I will need to show you. Actually, I almost forgot, right? See that. What will merge in my Facebook and Oculus account mean? If you merge your Oculus account and your Facebook account, you won't be able to unmerge them. Once your accounts have been merged, you'll use Facebook login for Oculus, but you'll still be able to create or maintain existing profile for VR experiences with the username you select. This is going to be repeated all over the place, but the key point here is that you will not be able to unmerge them. But I did it, guys. So how did I do that? First, let me tell you my version of the story. I think that the reason why they're saying you won't be able to merge them is really for those cases where they know that some people are abusing of the service. I'm talking about having fake Facebook names, and this is in a bespoken way, not respecting, not complying with the Facebook policies. They've been pretty, let me use this term, slack about that a bit in the past. Come on, guys, how many people do you know that don't really have their real name and that keep sending you messages being called Catty123 or Doggybag4, whatever, right? This is annoying. And I think that Facebook is doing a very good job at preventing this from just becoming more and more of a problem. And it is a problem today already. So I think that this statement, you won't be able to merge them, is really related to people that have consistently showed violations in the code of conduct, in the policies that have been put out there. Now, to my point, how did I manage to unmerge them? Well, guys, it was really as easy as opening a ticket. Now, you see here a couple of weeks back, and I'm sharing my inbox with you, I sent a ticket just telling them very plainly, guys, I have linked my Oculus account to an older Facebook account of mine. Please would need now to have these linked to the correct Facebook account, but I'm not able to do it by myself. So a couple of days later, it's actually, when did they respond? The day after. So they've been pretty quick. I think that these guys must be receiving a pretty decent amount of tickets for support. And read what they're saying. Thank you for contacting Oculus support. And we can try. So their first answer was, we can try and help you clear the current Oculus account from your Facebook account so you can merge it to your preferred Oculus account permanently. Please confirm the account details so that we can look into this. What is the email and username of the Oculus account? Do you have a password set up on that account yet? If you don't have a password set up, please create one. If you're not sure what the other account Oculus is, please let us know. Okay. Now, first and foremost, Oculus knows what my email address is. And Oculus knows as well what my Facebook account is. Why are they asking you this question? Why are they asking me these questions? They're asking these questions. They probably are asking the same questions to anyone that goes to them with the same request, is because they want to make sure that your Facebook account is reflecting the person that you are. So I'm Luca Ecari. If my Facebook account, whatever, was reporting John Smith, but I'd say, listen, my name is Luca Ecari, but I want to link it to my John Smith account, that's exactly when they will not merge it. They will probably block my Facebook account and they will tell me, you know what? You have a nice paperweight with your new Oculus Quest 2 because you're not going to be able to use your Facebook account any longer. Now, in this case, what really made the difference is that both my older Facebook account and my current, newer Facebook account have my real name, Luca Ecari. You can find them both, right? I was able to create two of them, and for different reasons I created. I think Facebook has been one of the platforms that I've been most confused with when using it in a daily fashion. But beyond that, I think they said that my request was legitimate and said, okay, you know what? You already have a Facebook account when you're called Luca Ecari. You just want it to be linked to another account named Luca Ecari. Now, the real question for me would be, if you are clear that I am the same person, why should I have two different accounts with the same name? I mean, why would you not give me the possibility of merging them? Okay, so I gave them the answer. I scroll here and I tell them what my preferred, preferred Facebook account is, and that's mine. Okay, I'm not going to reveal it here. And then I told, hi, my Oculus name is Luca Ecari and lucaecari@gmail.com. You know my email address already. Now look at the answer, guys. Okay, look at the answer. No, sorry. Before doing that, I need to show you this. Remember this that I showed you when they asked me these questions? Now, look at that. I received a follow-up from them, and I think it was from the same person, the same day, telling me, hi, Luca, I apologize for the misleading email that I have sent earlier. Kindly disregard the previous email, and thank you for letting us know about the issue. Once an Oculus and Facebook account are merged together, we generally cannot unmerge them. However, we will look into this and see if there is anything we can do. Can you confirm the email address and Oculus name of your account? So, pretty much at the time distance of a couple of hours, I think, not even 5 minutes, they told me, oh yeah, we can look into that. And with the second message, they're saying, sorry, but there's really nothing we can do, but we can look into that. So honestly, these guys need to wrap their head around if it's a yes or a no. I think they don't feel confident, and they probably are internally as well not receiving very clear guidelines in terms of how exactly they should react. But there is a wrong way and a right way to go about things. I think that, in all honesty, the Oculus support guys and the Facebook guys are working together to make sure that whoever comes with a request poses a legitimate request and has a proven track record, of respecting the policies on both platforms. If there is a red flag that they identify anywhere, they're not going to go through, because that means you guys have violated the policy. Why should we spend any more effort in checking and solving your issue. So here, I wanted to show you this because after I read this one, I thought to myself, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do that. Fair enough. It's okay. No big deal. The problem is that I really want to be able to use Facebook, my current account of Facebook, with all the social features that are going to come up on the Oculus. And I think there are going to be many. I think, guys, we are going to really miss out if we're not using for social sharing, for social experiences, okay? And now I replied, I gave my answer, and after a couple of days, they told me, you know what, I'm answering, we're going to look at investigating more thoroughly. So again, they did not say yes or no, they say, thank you, let us keep investigating more thoroughly. And that was 11 days ago. It's October the 31st today. Happy Halloween, everybody. And look at that, after almost 10 days, I received an answer a couple of days back saying, thanks for your patience. While this ticket was reviewed and escalated to me, so there was some sort of escalation going on. As requested, we have unlinked the Facebook link from the account. Please contact us again if you have any other question. Boom! That solved it, guys. And all I had to do, actually it was a bit disconcerting because the moment I logged on to my Oculus again, when I put on my Oculus Quest 2 again, the first message that it was shown was just a black screen with a small window with some text that mentioned something like your data has been terminated and you need to reset your headset completely, which I found pretty disconcerting. And I think then what I did was just clicking on OK, and then the usual login screen appeared. I clicked on login again, and then it worked. So oh, and the other thing I had to do, of course, is link it with my application. So actually what I had to do first was to link it again using the Oculus application on my Apple device, on my iOS device, or you will use whatever device you have. But that's it. That's for the moment, the end of my story. I wanted to keep you aware of what's been going on. I managed to resolve this. I managed to do that just simply by creating a ticket with the Oculus support, and you see the link here, tickets.oculusvr.com. I think, guys, that Oculus is, honestly speaking, doing a very good job. They're being very responsive. I think that despite the fact that they are part of a behemoth like Facebook, they're still keeping a passion and their attention to making sure that they're following up with their user base, because their user base is what's going to determine their success or failure. And they're doing a good job. So yes, it took them 2 weeks. Honestly speaking, I know I might not have been at the top of their charts. I'm not a VIP user. I mean, I just bought a couple of applications and I didn't really buy that many headsets. I mean, the Oculus Quest 2 is really the first serious headset that I bought after having bought the Oculus Quest Go, the Oculus Go last March, just for fun. But they did it, right? So if you're having such problems like I did and want to request that your Oculus account is unlinked, unmerged from your Facebook account, try this route. I cannot guarantee that it will work. In my case, I believe it worked because both my Facebook accounts were pretty much the same in terms of name. The only thing that changed was the picture, meaning me with glasses or without glasses. And Luca Ekari was shown clearly on both of them. So I was really displaying, in all honesty, that I was using my name and that I was not violating any of the policies or abusing the use of the platform. If you're in that situation, I will not hesitate a single second. Go this way. If you're not having this situation, I think that what you might expect is you're probably not going to get a clear-cut answer like this one. And you might undergo the risk of finding that your Facebook account might be blocked or banned. Now, I think that if you then can prove that you really didn't violate any policy, you didn't abuse, you didn't violate any other policy, and okay, you know what, yeah, you might have created an account with the name John Smith, but if you told them, listen guys, okay, I want to rename it, can you please unlink it, or can you unmerge it, I think they're going to be quite honest with you. So try that, let me know how you're doing, and I think that first and foremost, if you respect the policies, if you are a good digital citizen like you are in real life, you don't have anything to fear, and you can definitely ask for the support. Yes, it took 2 weeks, and I didn't lose much in those 2 weeks. It gave me more time to try stuff out on my Oculus Quest before sharing anything on Facebook. But if you're not in that situation, you're already at a disadvantage. And to be honest, my own, and that's my personal opinion, is that Facebook provides the service. Facebook owns the platform, and Facebook designs the policies. If you're not respecting those policies, then honestly, why should they give you the benefit of the doubt in the first place? When they should give you the benefit of the doubt in the first place, instead, for me, in my opinion, is if you were not duly informed and if you didn't really violate, and they know they are also not doing things in a proper way when merging the Facebook accounts with Oculus accounts without having said this clearly at the beginning. But I think that if you are in that problem, you need to take action now, because as we move into the next weeks and months, more and more people are going to have an Oculus headset. More and more people are going to have an Oculus account. So their user base is growing, and in a couple of months down the road, you might undergo the risk of just receiving the answer, guys, we kept saying that left and right, it's written here, it's written there, you have no excuse. So read those 2 pages, I put the link here, and if you have that problem, I would advise you to contact the Oculus support. Contact the Oculus support first. I know that it seems like they are kind of this one and the same team. I don't really think that they are. I think that at a certain point in their hierarchy, they might merge. Definitely they talk to each other, but I think they're still 2 separate teams. Go to the Oculus support team first, and they're probably going to try and find a way to connect internally with the other side of the Facebook support to get things solved. The risk here is that if you have any doubt that your account might be blocked, and if you go to Facebook support, they might block it, full stop. Right? And you shouldn't really complain about that if you've not been respecting the policies, all I'm saying. But try and go to the Oculus account. The guys have been great. They solved it for me. I hope this shares a bit of knowledge around the product, the services, and the support. Guys, I'm wishing you all the very best. Let me please know how your experience is going with the Oculus account and Facebook accounts. Are you still having problems? What kind of answers are you receiving from Facebook or Oculus support? I found very interesting to see how in the time span of 5 minutes I received yes and then no, both answers, to my query. But I did it. I'm happy about it. Not complaining. So guys, thank you very much and all the best. Let's keep in contact. Ciao, ciao.